for joining us on Key Factors, presented by the raceguide.com.au. Stu Rich and Mike Wood here to take you through the program at Scone this weekend for their standalone meeting. Plenty of best bets coming your way, a lot of value hopefully in there as well. Of course, we've got the $100 hot seat later in the show, and of course our charity multi. Welcoming our resident analyst, Mike Wood. Mate, how good's this carnival, Scone Carnival? We usually get there every year. The marquees are set up. Everyone is pretty much getting on it. The town is alive, but it's all about the horses, Mike. We've had some really good horses come through these races. Last few years, think of Daisy Doom, we've got Osborne Bulls, and of course, Clearly Innocent really staking their claim as they move forward in their careers.
Yeah, I forgot those wins. Some serious horses you mentioned, Stuart. It's serious horse country up there, isn't it? Beautiful part of the world. A lot of the famous horses we know and love are retired up there to stud. Yep. It's a long, long way from Royal Ramick to drive, and you feel like it's a long way. Green grass, lots of open spaces up there. It's going to be pretty cold this weekend, so bring a couple of jackets if you're heading out.
Yes, especially those that go there every year. They know to do that,
Very
Mike.
crisp. Yeah.
Look, that's Scone, but look, plenty of other great racing. Of course, Group 1 action in Adelaide and, of course, Brisbane. How good is the Doom at 10,000 this year? Mike, Nature Strip, 1,200 metres. The money has just come for this horse. We've had a few Everest contenders announced this week. Could this be another one?
It could be. I said Osborne Bulls on this show last week, didn't I? My confidence is waning. Waller must have said something to his followers. Nature Strip has been absolutely smashed in markets. I still think over 1,200 metres is a risk. We've got to respect that money, Stu.
Yeah, sure do. Champagne Cuddles in the race as well. It's going to be one to watch out for, Mike. But look, sunny conditions up in Scone. That's what we love about this time of year. So racing there obviously Friday and obviously Saturday, Mike. So how's this track pattern going to play after all the racing?
We've got to know the Scone pattern the last few years. There's a bit of a pattern there, isn't there, Stu? Friday, then when the rail's true, it's kind of near rails those first few races, and it starts to shift late on Friday, early on Saturday in the first few races. By the end of the day, you can sit 5, 6 wide and storm down the outside. So a bit of a pattern we can expect on Saturday. We know this meeting quite well.
Okay, we'll have to be watching for that. And Mike, so much good racing up there. Of course, the group and listed races. Which ones have we dissected? Because there's a few beauties on the mind.
We're going all over the place. Let's have a look at the card and see which the total card and see which races that we like. Across the board, we've got the Scone Cup on Friday. We're going to have a look at that. And across the board, we've got good feature racing right through those 8 races. But the ones that we're looking at are top to bottom. Race 7, the Scones Cup. Race 1, the 3-year-old Guineas. A bit of chatter around why that is race 1. Such a good race. Maybe it deserved to be later in the day. And those 3 features, race 6, 7, 8, we like them as well. All
right, so first time on Key Factors here, we've got a split meeting. So let's get into it, Mike. It is starting on Friday for the Scone Cup, 4 p.m. So let's hope everyone is enjoying themselves by the time this race comes around. And some very good money for Take It In Turn. $4.20 into $3.10. Really well supported fresh. Only beaten half a length there behind Mahalunga. Fierce Impact, a bit of quality here. $3.30, only 2 lengths off Peter Arter. And of course, in the Group 1 All-Age Stakes. Special Missile did pretty well last start, leading them up $7. Duca Valentinois, the winner of this race in 2017, runner-up last year, and of course New Universe, Mike, running on in the Hawkesbury Cup. But these 2 favourites, they're dominating the market here. Take It In Turn and Fierce Impact.
Very strong horses, very big runs last start. Let's have a look at both of them, starting with Special Missile in the lead at a steady tempo, 1,400 metres. He got control this day and he loved it, so he gave a good kick, which was expected. Take It In Turn, lots of money first up. Where there's smoke, there's fire. He smashed line on the inside. And Sal Sonic from the back, the black and the white cap, the Jason Coyle colours. Pretty good last 200 metres here, Stu.
Yeah, really did catch the eye here, Mike. And one you didn't mention, Duca Valentinois clearly loves the Scone Cup.
He loves the Scone Cup, but he teases as well. I'm just not sure I can back him up in the weight second up. That horse first up on the inside, Take It In Turn, can bounce off a first up run and improve second up.
Okay, let's have a look at one of the other favourites here, Fierce Impact. And look, we know its last run was good, Mike, but let's take you back to last year. We're going back to the 3rd of November last year, over the 1,500 metres, of course. 3rd up to the 1,500 metres here, Mike. This horse has got some serious form lines.
He's got some serious form, but is it better at Ramick? I've tossed and I've turned over this horse's first or his last start run at Royal Ramick, and a Group 1 was absolutely fantastic. But this is it chasing Mahalunga in second, which obviously ties into the previous form line we just looked at. And at the weights, he actually gets beaten on Saturday based on that form rating.
Okay, weights, form ratings, it's all to dissect here in the Scone Cup. So the form and the key factors are hopefully going to help us do that, Mike.
Yeah, looking at the form first and foremost, he obviously put in a massive run at weight for age Group 1. Fierce Impact, light him up for form.
Okay, so there's Fierce Impact on for form as we get the race started, Mike. As always, it is progression.
Yeah, Take It In Turns, one that can bounce first up to second up and improve 2 or 3 lengths. The Universe first up to second up can improve. And Sal Sonic, He's improving all the time this preparation too.
Okay, so a few with gold there, but it's the favourites right out in front here. The others have got a job to do, Mike. What about the distance?
Yeah, up to the mile. Fierce Impact will love it. 1,600 metres to 2,000 is his go. New Universe. Distance at stage of prep, this key factor is, so Universe can improve second up, and South Sonic up to the mile too.
Okay, so it's Fierce Impact just sticking his head out here, but a couple just in behind, Mike. Track conditions, we're hopefully on that good track.
Yeah, we don't have a red bar though for Scone, so maybe Randwick to Scone's a negative for Fierce Impact, but we're not sure yet, but just an asterisk for him.
Okay, so a big watch there, and of course the position in run over the mile on the big track.
If you've backed Fierce Impact, you will be worried, buried back on the inside. Take it in turn, can go forward. Special Missile can lead at a steady tempo.
All right, I'm one of them that has backed him there, Mike, so let's have a look to see now, because it is time for a bet in the Scone Cup. And I mean, look, we've got this Group 1 form, as we said, coming through Fierce Impact. $3.30 versus the $3.10, but they are a few lengths out in front here, Mike. Is it closed doors here? We've got Special Missile in behind, but these two favourites, they're dominating.
They are dominating. They're going to be so hard to beat. Their last start runs were so strong. Those next three, they can bob up, I think. Special Missile, just the last 100 metres is risky for him. Fierce Impact is going to be good, but Take It in Turn is going to be better, I hope, even though you back the other ones too. It's going to be a closely matched race. And South Sonic, just in case there is tempo, he's big odds on Saturday.
Okay, so Take It in Turn there in the Scone Cup for us to get things rolling. And of course, we move to Saturday, a nice and early race 1 at 12:15. Let's get the punters off to a great start on Saturday, Mike. It is the English 3-year-old guineas over the 1,400 metres, and have a look at this betting. 3-horse race, says the market. $2.30 Military Zone, breaking the track record there at Hawkesbury in beating Trope. Wild Planet, such a tough customer here with good form lines through for Seeker. And of course, Millard Reaction from that race at Randwick, $3.10. Signore Fox, what a J-Mac peach that was last night, winning with ease at Hawkesbury. And then right out to Regine and Bare Naked Lady, Mike. But these three are right in the mix here. Punters are having trouble.
Very strong. Signore Fox, not sure about him. Let's have a look at the other two runners and see what we think of them. Starting with the Hawkesbury Guineas, the Group 3 Hawkesbury Guineas, and Military Zone bouncing off a first up run that was only fair at Gosford. A bit of a leader bias that day, maybe you could forgive him, but he came to this run second up. He came to 1,400 metres and he was enormous and ran a really, really fast time, and Trope ran out of his skin but still couldn't get him, Stu.
No, it was a really good win this day, wasn't it? And of course, another runner in behind him, Mike, that's not running, but we can line up the Wild Planet form, is Ranier under the whip here.
Yeah, under the whip, but Ranier probably not going as well this prep, so be cautious with that, I think. I mean, looking at the times as well, Signore Fox raced on the same day, but 1,300 metres. You look at the ratings, he was probably 3 or 4 lengths behind that race.
All right, well, let's have a look at Wild Planet now. We're taking you back to the carnival at Randwick, and of course this day, Mike, Wild Planet just really just shows its qualities, doesn't it? Sticks on, it was wide, fights on really well, and of course Signore Fox in the same race, and we know those form lines came out and won next start.
Very strong form racing, kind of going under the radar, isn't this preparation? 10 starts, 2 wins, he doesn't win that often. He's very brave, he's very reliable, he's on pace. He was 3 wide, no cover this day. Signore Fox came to his outside and still couldn't get past him, so we expect him to beat the Fox again on Saturday.
All right, love a good tough horse in the finish there, like Wild Planet. Let's get into all the key factors now, Mike, for race 1 on Saturday. It is the 3-year-old Guineas.
I think you backed Wild Planet as well earlier, Stu. Military Zone, Wild Planet, way ahead on form.
Oh, these two right out in front. Okay, so they've left the third favourite, Signore Fox, behind here, Mike. Let's see if they can catch up. First one there is Progression. No one's doing anything.
Nothing doing. Military Zone third up. He failed once before, but he should be okay. I think Wild Planet off a freshen shouldn't improve. He should hold his form. Signore Fox holding his form as well, and some roughies improving.
Okay, and of course in the distance, Mike.
Distance, Regine maybe can improve. She's a pretty tough type that rolls forward.
Okay, so these two still way out in front here, Mike. A clear margin on the rest. What about the good track?
Nothing doing here. We can move on.
All right, does position in run help any of these?
Just a few of those on paces can get a tick. Let's have a look at position in run now. There's a few. Regine, Bare Naked Lady can get on pace. Military Zone could get locked up on the inside, and Wild Planet could get locked up on the inside, and Military Zone will be going back. So a couple of risks for the favourites.
All right, so Mike, this is looking like one of those Canterbury races, isn't it? With the rail out 6 metres, 2 horses absolutely kicking away. We didn't need the key factors at all there, but one thing that stands out in my mind is a huge Quinella. Could this be a big play for the day here? 230 and 310.
I think it is. We definitely wasted your time the last few minutes. You did not need the key factors. It's all about the form. It's all about the quality horses. And Military Zone is going to be so hard to beat, storming down the outside, but he does lose James Mack.
Yep.
Wild Planet keeps Tommy Berry, gets the inside Barry, just needs room. He'll be hard to beat at the odds.
Okay, so it's Wild Planet there for us in race number 1 at Scone this weekend. Stick around after the break. We've got 3 big races coming your way. Welcome back to Key Factors, presented by the raceguide.com.au. We're up to a race we're going to have a look at on Saturday at Scone. It is, of course, the Luskin Star Stakes over the 1,300 metres at listed level, and a lot of the hallmark form being very prevalent in this race. We've got Trekking, big win last start, winning that race, beating Brave Song, and of course it goes to 59 kilos here, $3.40. Brave Song, a little touch out there on Thursday to $6. Fastest last 200 metres there in the hallmark, and of course a weight swing on the favourite. Redouble, $8.50 there, the horse that was filling out the trifecta in that race. We've got Resin there, $8.50. Intuition, this horse is absolutely flying as well. Mahalunga's right there, $8.50, Mike, off the back of a nice win. Lanciato, what happened to this horse last start? $9. And of course Deploy, big questions to see if he's back to his best here, Mike, but some serious form coming through the hallmark here.
Yeah, depth in the market as well. I think the tab guys and girls setting the market just copied and pasted the Group 3 hallmark stakes trifecta, Trekking, Brave Song, Redouble. Pretty simple market analysis. Let's look at that race now. Trekking midfield, getting a good run with a trail. Redouble just behind him. Brave Song quietly ridden, although he stormed home. He's a horse that hasn't won above 1,250 metres before, so it could be a question. Look, Trekking got the win, but the other two right in the finish, Stu.
Yeah, looked right in the running line. They are all out wide here. We've got Trekking in the red hat, of course, Redouble there, and Mike. This race, you've got to go back to see this sort of thing, because if they've done it here, can they just do it again, repeat on Saturday, as you said?
Yeah, Trekking got the win. SP Profile says he wins again, because obviously he was so much shorter than the other two, but he kicks to the lead, and maybe just the last 75 metres. Is he idling? Is he peaking? We'll find out on Saturday. Redouble, really strong to the line, and he's the one that's been to 1,300 metres before out of those three. Okay, well, let's have a look now at a race. It involved a few of them on the Gold Coast earlier on in the year. Look, Redouble gets the win this day, Mike, but we're looking at a horse here called Cadogan, right in the market here. Well, just outside the top, the $10, but you've got a serious chance. Yeah, there's a couple of things that tie in Cadogan into his race on Saturday. Firstly, Redouble, he probably should have beaten him this day. He was 3 wide covering the Magic Millions, $1 million race, obviously, and recent form lines through Tie Zone and a couple of others tie him in as well to Trekking. He's a very strong horse that was a bit plain first up, a little bit unlucky. If he gets to that level again, he'll win this race on Saturday. All right, let's see if he can get a bit more luck this weekend. Let's have a look now, Mike, to try and find the winner with all the form and, of course, the key factors to help us find that winner. You were talking about this race, how it's a horrible race, closely matched, Stu, and look at that form, it backs you up. Look, I'll tell you what, if you get me on one in here, you'll be doing well. Let's get into it here with all the key factors. Who's got the most progression? That's my mission, to convince you. Trekking, the one bouncing second to third up, probably has a bit of progression this preparation, going really, really well. Cadogan first to second up, he can improve as well. And Deploy could do anything on Saturday. He was very poor last prep. Of course he can. It'd be good to see him getting back to his best. Of course, the distance here, Mike. What about this? Big questions on Brave Song, up to 1,300 metres. Trekking, a bit of a question. Redouble, no question. 13's fine. Lanciato, okay at 13, smashes the line. And Cadogan, he's okay as well. Lanciato, another huge query in this race, Mike. What about the track conditions? Not playing it too much. We're all good. Okay, so it's Trekking, Redouble, and of course Cadogan here. What about position run? Can this just get one of these over the line? Fair tempo, coming out wider. We're all good. Okay, so not too much there for the last few key factors here, Mike. Well, look, all this hallmark form, that's the one the punters are interested in. Let's have a look now to get all these rating in, of course, with the odds. And well, there it is, Trekking and Redouble. Of course, Cadogan really hitting the line here, Mike. $13, obviously a value play in the race, but these queries are huge ones for me. Lanciato and, of course, Deploy. What do they need to get back to their best? They could produce blinkers on Lanciato. He's a bit field shy, so maybe the blinkers will help coming to the outside. I'm going to convince you to have a bet in this race. Trekking's too short. I don't know. A couple won't get the 1,300 metres. Cadogan's a serious horse for his new trainer, his Queensland trainer, his preparation. He can win. And Redouble, rock solid each way. He's jumping better from the barriers this prep. Have I convinced you, Stu? Look, I love value, Mike, and at $13, I might have to have a play there. You might have done it. Beautiful. I finally got you. Let's have a look at the next race. It is the Dark Jewel Classic, one of the features for the weekend. And what a race this is going to be at Group 3 level over the 1,400 metres. And, well, Mike, these fillies, they just keep measuring up versus the mares this year. So let's see how they go in this race. Savatiano, $5.50, really close up in the Sapphire, which is going to be a good form race. The Moss Trip there, $5.50. Forget that Coolmore run. Since trialled well, into the abyss. Well, how unlucky can this horse be? $6. It clearly should have won there last start, Mike. Conte Patiro, this horse for Gay, the 5-year-old by Scat Daddy, the same sire as Triple Crown winner Justify. Already some really good money. 10's into that, $6.50. Can she do it again, Gay? Of course, Siren's Fury there, $9.
Princess Posh is right there too, Mike. 11 Organza. So this race is very, very deep when you look at the betting.
Very deep, so we're looking for the mares and the fillies on the way up that are improving. And despite the fact that fillies are way out of their benchmark grade on Saturday, they're the ones that are improving. So let's have a look at the JHB Car Stakes, a Group 3 for the fillies. And the form's already been proven to tie into the mares pretty well. And there's two very strong runs in this race. And luckily, both of those fillies come through this race and race at Scone on Saturday into the Abyss. Held up a little bit to the 200 metres and strong through the line. But watch out for Asharani on her back, also held up. She's a big, good-looking, long-striding filly, and she smashes the line up the inside. Stu, a bit of a hidden run, isn't it?
Absolutely. Well, you look through the form guide, Mike, and 4 of the last 6 starts for Into the Abyss have got that big asterisk next to it. And you've only just got to look behind here to see Asharani getting no love at all here, Mike. So we've followed 2.
She's a serious filly. First up in her career, she won second, third up, she flopped. Her last 3 starts have been amazing this preparation. She smashes the line. Imagine her in the big, wide open expanses of Scone. She'll love it.
Absolutely. It's going to be some value as well. Let's have a look here now, Mike, at Savatiano and, of course, Moss Trip. And, well, Mike, Savatiano coming down the outside here. Moss Trip, not a whole lot of love in there behind. How do we rate this race?
This is probably the benchmark race that those two fillies have to beat. Savatiano, a fantastic mare who runs enormous here first up, but she does go up in the weights a few kilograms since that. Moss Trip stays at the same weight, sprints well up the inside. If Moss Trip reproduces this run on Saturday, I think she just wins.
Okay, all right. Bit of a statement there. Let's see if all the key factors can back that statement up, Mike. Let's have a look now. Form and the key factors. Let's light up the gold in the dark jewel.
Yeah, I've ignored last start for Moss Trip because she was quietly ridden. She was out the back on a very heavy track. So 2 starts ago, best form for her.
Okay, fillies and mares, very, very stacked, as you can expect. What about progression, Mike? Only 1.
Yeah, Asharani's the one. As soon as she walks into the yard, I think the money will come. She's a good-looking filly on the way up this preparation.
Okay, look for her in the yard. Of course, distance, Mike.
Very good form for Sweet Scandal. Dry track, 1,300 metres to 1,400 metres. Only one mare's beaten her before. That was Erithea. That's fantastic form for this race on Saturday.
Yeah, such a consistent horse, isn't it? Sweet Scandal. Have a look at this race, Mike. We are only one. Oh, hang on. It's all changed here with track conditions.
Track conditions. Moss Trip's won at Scone before. A very good win. Sweet Scandal, dry track. She loves it. Asharani. Big open Scone, we said it.
I love that with key factors. Sometimes it can just open up a race like it did there with 1. What about position in run?
At Savatiano going forward, Sweet Scandal going forward, they can dominate this race, which is a big key factor for those 2 mares if you're a speed mapping analyst. Okay,
well, Sweet Scandal has gone forward and it's levelled up with Moss Trip there, Mike, as we've hit the line. So look, time for a bet here now in the Dark Jewel Classic. The favourites, $5 the field, pretty much this race. Well, look, there's Moss Trip on top, as we said. Sweet Scandal, some really good odds here. You know what you're going to get with this horse. But as you said, a couple of these fillies, Mike, Asharani right up there in the ratings has come up at $17. Into the Abyss, of course, in the same form lines as well, Mike, but no love for the American horse either.
No, we don't know what she's going to do. The trial was pretty good. She can do something Into the Abyss. Princess Posh, so honest. Aqua Divina will be running home late. But the bets for us are the rock solid, on pace leader, Sweet Scandal, and the horse that everyone's going to love in the mounting yard, Asharani. Both great bets each way.
Okay, a lot of value there in the 7th race of the day. And of course, we can wrap it up with the Hortensia Stakes in race number 8 on Saturday. And what a race this is going to be, Mike, because there's form coming pretty much from everywhere here in the last. And we can get a good guide on the hallmark form from race 6. And it's Viridine on top at $4.20 here on the heels of Trekking & Co. Back to the 1,100 metres, the query. Victorum resuming here for Jenny Graham. Big gaps in the latest trial win. Good to see him back. $4.40. From Within, $8 there. Last start winner for Toby Edmonds. Form tying in there with Guard of Honour. A little bit down there in the odds. Dothraki, here's a horse we know what we're going to get from, Mike. He's had a long preparation, but he's $10. Jungle Eyes, she knows. Drakari's all there, Mike. But Viridine, well, this horse, I don't know if he's just a punter's pal or not.
I'm not sure about him, but obviously his first up run behind Ball of Muscle was very strong.
True.
But hang on a second. If you go through your form guides, you'll find some more Ball of Muscle form. After all that, he's a local horse, Scone, loves the local track, and he can produce some massive finishes first up. This is his first up September 15 last year, comes to the outside chasing Ball of Muscle and runs home really hard late with brave smash on his inside, Stu.
Yeah, look, this horse, Mike, of course, it went on to the Cozzy next start. It blew out with the heavy track there, but look, just kept chasing, and that's what I love about this horse.
Yeah, drawn well on Saturday, should settle 7th, 8th, 9th, just behind the hot pace. And if he's fit in the yard on Saturday, he'll come to the outside and he will be flying home. This is a really good race, Stu.
All right, well, look, another horse that is going into this race raised fresh is Royal Tudor, Mike. And well, let's go back to this fresh this is last year, the 20th of January. And I mean, the stats at this track, 6 starts at 2 wins and 3 seconds, Mike. This horse, the big boy, was held up really badly along the rail here.
Another horse that can race very, very well fresh. After all, that'll come into the yard and look a bit scrappy. This boy will look absolutely monstrous in the yard. You want to see him reasonably fit, obviously. He's got to finish off the race. But so unlucky this day. He was well back that day as well. 1,100 metres. He loves the big Scone track as well. He can definitely win, but no trials for either of them to go on.
All right, so there's a look at a couple of fresh horses, but of course we've got those in form as well. Key factors time, Mike. Who has got all the form coming into the Hortensia?
Lots of them. Viridine, Victorum, Dothraki, Jungle Eyes and She Knows, all going pretty well.
Okay, this race looks like a real get-out stakes, Mike. Let's see if we can find a winner with progression.
Yeah, if you're looking at form guides, you might think Victorum's the one with a bit of upside this preparation. You're probably right. The trials have been good. After all that, back to a fresh run, a big tick for him.
Okay, yeah, great to see Victorum back at the track, just sticking his head out here, Mike. And what about this distance, the 1,100?
Dothraki just keeps going. 1,100 metres is better for him. He loves it. After all that, 1,100 metres first up's ideal.
Okay, so Victorium being joined by Dothraki in the lead here, Mike, as we get to the track conditions.
He's a big boy, Viridine. He'll like Scone as well. And after all that, we talked about him before. He's a local horse. You can give them a ticket, Scone, as well.
A local horse at some serious value. That's what the Scone punters want. What about the position in run, Mike? Who does this favour?
There's an interesting speed map here. I think Deanne Panya's on Goldfinch down the bottom of the weights. He'll scoot along in the lead, 2 or 3 lengths clear, we think. So it could become a bit of a trail behind him. And they're the horses that could get a nice spot, just 3rd, 4th, 5th defence.
Good, so it's good old boy Dothraki there, sticking his nose out in front from an absolute wall of horses there, Mike. I'm feeling a lot of value here in the last, so let's have a look. It's time for a play to get all those happy punters home from Scone with a winner. So there's Dothraki, $10, but look at the lineup behind him, Mike. $4.30, $4.40, Viridine, Victorian we're talking about there. After all that, you've picked this boy out $21, and there's Royal Tudor. These guys are only a length off the winner.
Yeah, we know Dothraki's going to run well. We know Viridine's going to run well. Victorium's going to run well. These horses first up are definitely risky, but we looked at the replays. If they run their best, after all that, and Royal Tudor can definitely win on Saturday. Check the mounting yard to make sure. Okay, rolling the dice there in the last with a lot of value. It's after all that. Stick around after the break because, of course, we've got our $100 hot seat and all of our multi-selections coming right up. Welcome back to Key Factors, presented by the raceguide.com.au. We've just had an in-depth look at the big Scone Carnival this weekend, both Friday and Saturday, but we've only had 5 races to deal with there, Mike. There's a 2-day card, so there's plenty more on the card. So let's have a look now at some of the other best bets on the program. Yeah, great 2 days. Looking at race 7, we looked at that race before, didn't we? Take it in turn and look at Saturday. Small bets, or big bets if you want to. Big value all day long. Wild Planet 310 into King Viv. Down in the weight, so unlucky last start when we backed him, $11. Libertini, the only moral of the day, $1.65. Look at the rest, Akasaki, $11. Pretty in Pink, $4.80. Cadogan, $13. Sweet Scandal, $10. And after all that, $21 to bring us home in the freezing cold air at Scone Stu. Some great value there, and well, that's what we're looking for, of course, in the $100 hot seat as well, Mike. 2 days of the carnival. What about the punters just going there for the day on Saturday? They've got $100 in their hand. They've had a big night on the Terps the night before. Where is their money going to go for a win? Will they make it to the track on Saturday after that big Friday? $20 plays multi 460 Wild Planet box seat. Sweet Scandal, she's so tough, isn't she, in the lead? King Viv, we had to put $5 on after last time, held up to the 200 metre mark. And then race 6, it's a bit of a hard race, but we think there's some value. Cadogan and Redouble each way. Lanciato just in case the blinkers work. On to race 7, Sweet Scandal, the leader. Asherani, the Scope filly. And race 8, those 2 fresh horses at massive odds. $361 profit for the year and $761 last year. Heaps of value there in the $100 hot seat. That's what I love to see, Mike. Now, charity multi-time. Our first announcement is the first charity we're donating to this year is the National Jockeys Trust. And, of course, we're going to be down there to present a cheque at the luncheon in a couple of weeks down at Flemington, Mike. So, look, we need to make some money for this because it's going okay, but I want more. So let's have a look this weekend to see where we're playing. Race 1, Wild Planet, $1.35. So we're starting off pretty skinny here, Mike, but it is going up. Libertini, the moral, as you've declared it, $1.65. We're going up again to $2.70 here for Redouble, and of course $3.40 Sweet Scandal
Absolutely bomb-proof, $3.40 the place, so $10 there at the $20. Of course, we're on 597, so plenty more for the charity involved.
We want to get to the ground. We'll be there in a couple of weeks, like you said. A punters club, a great day. Big drive all day in 2 weeks for the National Jockeys Trust.
Yep.
So make sure you donate in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah, absolutely do that. And of course, it's going to be a big day out at Scone this weekend, Friday and Saturday. If you're already there, good on you. If you're heading up in the morning, good luck to you as well. That's all from us on Key Factors, but head to theraceguide.com.au for all your feature profiling for Scone this weekend.
Enjoy the carnival.